And so it begins.
Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, one and all, to the Michael Butler Quarantine Edition Butz Show Radio Spectacular from the Sound Museum. And, folks, we are live.
You're a pussy.
You know, you're fired. He's fired. You know, I give Lammy a whole slate of sound bits, of sound effects. He's lost his applause and he's called me a pussy. There it is. She is right. I don't even know where we go from there, John. Oh my God. Give me a damn it. He doesn't even know where anything is. Unbelievable. Sinky. Where'd that come from? I didn't even see you hit anything. I don't know, dude. Oh my God. Well, I'm going to dump out of this, folks. What am I hearing? Oh, okay. Did you clip them all as one thing? Unbelievable. Well, see, here I am. I've been like, okay, enough. Time out. Sound effects joke is over. Welcome back. I've been gone for too long to get watered down with this nonsense right off the bat, okay? Normally, I'm okay with going with the bit, but not right now, Lammy. Okay? You're going to have to, really deal with the shame. I'm going to lay into you today, and that's okay. There you go. Well, that makes me feel a lot better. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Welcome back to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to introduce my guest for today. Right now, it gives me a great pleasure to welcome back to the show the one and only Nigel Hall.
Sir.
And Jeffrey Lockhart, ladies and gentlemen. These are the guys right here. Where's Lock?
I'm here. I was drinking.
Oh, that's cool.
I was drinking a glass of water.
I'm surprised you didn't spit it all across the room with Lammy's introduction there.
What's Lammy doing?
I don't know what he's doing. You know, I think we've had a busy tech day getting ready for this show, but apparently we could have used just a few more minutes, to get ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. How the hell are you guys?
Man, hang in there, bro.
You know, that's all it is. I got to say, I kind of missed this show. It's been a week.
We missed it too.
Yeah, it's been a week since I did it, and I feel like without that firm sort of 11 o'clock sort of commitment, I started to drift this past week.
Yeah. I mean, this is basically like Groundhog Day, bro.
Yeah, that's.
I need to be reminded sometimes what day it is.
It's Tuesday.
Hey, but
feels like Friday.
What's up, Jeff?
Nigel has an echo on his voice. It's repeating.
Oh, maybe there's something going. Maybe he's got he needs to put some headphones on or something.
Put some headphones on. Is this better? No.
I'm sure it'll help. So yeah. Well, all right. So it's been a tough week. You know, but I know that Nige, you're really starting to, churn out those tracks.
Oh yeah, I've been stuck in the studio, and I'm like, if there's nothing else to do, then I'm literally just knocking out 3 songs a day, and
Wow.
I'm gonna have enough for a quarantine record. There's 3 projects I'm thinking I'm going to be putting out very, very soon. One of which is my record. The
Okay.
second project is going to be something I recorded with Butcher Brown, and it's basically an Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute. And we did a bunch of Earth, Wind, and Fire songs, and we did like some really deep cuts. And it's really dope, and I'm looking forward for everybody to hear it. It's really awesome. Um, and this quarantine record. So, because there's just so much, and it's all really good stuff. It sounds good. Like I'm sitting in here mixing it now, and it sounds great. And it would be a shame if nobody heard it.
There you go.
You know,
Hey, when you say really deep cuts, what do you mean by that?
I mean songs like "Imagination"
Oh
and
yeah.
"Caribou"
Mm.
and
Yes.
you know what I'm saying, "Fair but so uncool."
Yes. I love the early stuff. Like because they were heavy on the electric piano in the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's where
Well,
a lot of that.
Well, that
Yeah.
"Fair but so uncool" is the one song by Earth, Wind, and Fire that has a Wurlitzer on it. That
Okay.
and "Open Our Eyes." Just those two. There's no other Wurlitzer.
You know how to play the kalimba?
I wish
This right here.
I could play it on a keyboard, but that's not. Yeah, there it is.
Hey. Sometimes when you bring up a song, you really just got to tease it.
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows that that's what we're talking about. It all sounds like fun and games. You're like, oh, fair but so cool. Oh, yeah, sure. No,
Fair but
no.
so uncool. And that intro is really hard to play too, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's some stride shit.
Let's
Like,
do
you
that
gotta
again.
know stride. See,
Right?
I mean that's a clinic in itself.
Yeah, and then there's like the whole thing at this form. It just starts going off in this cycle. Right, there. Huh. There you go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Watch it how.
Yeah. So yeah, we're back. I mean, I love those. I love all the like I love the way a band evolves its sound over the years. When you start with like early Earth Wind, it's a completely different sort of vibe, and it changes over the disco years. But it's them. It's like Funkadelic and Parliament, the way like their funk evolves. You know what I mean? I love it
Right.
when you get a chance to hear like a great band that does that kind of thing. And they get to like stay together and evolve their sound over a long enough period of time. That really hadn't happened. That hasn't happened in too many cases.
No, it doesn't, because people fail to realize that, less is more. I mean, like it's weird for me because when I'm, me, I'm a purist, and like it's got to be, you know what I mean? It's got to be right. You know what I mean? Like, especially musically too. So it's got my name on it. Like, it's got to sound exactly how I am.
Right.
And I feel like, especially on that record, that's where they really personified that. Like, it was really, and Charles Stepney was still alive. So Charles Stepney had a lot to do with their production and their, and Maurice's arranging. And like, even after he died, it almost sounded like Charles was still around because he had gained so much from Charles. So we can't, when we talk about Earth, Wind, and Fire, you can't not talk about Charles Stepney, who also produced a Minnie Riperton's first record, "Come to My Garden," which is bad. Like, that's like, you want to hear some strings and shit, like some beautiful shit.
Always.
What did he play?
Charles Stepney,
Yeah, what did he play?
he played piano.
some reason, I don't recognize that name. What was
Charles
he able to
Stephanie.
do?
He was more of a producer. He was on the producer team.
Oh,
So you would only really know him by reading the liner notes. You know what I'm saying?
mm-mm. So I want to ask you about your record. Uh, are you approaching the production end of it, like really meticulous and particular about every little sound, or are you letting the impurities flow in, like the natural?
Well, I'm doing a little bit of both. There's certain songs that call for that, that impurity or like, just studio chatter and, because there is a lot of that. Because I wanted to just sound like a real record. I wanted to sound like I made a record with some friends and us hanging out. So I want to definitely promote that from the sessions. But there are also some stuff that I am, um, looking at line by line and stuff, like cutting out certain stuff and redoing certain stuff. You know what I mean? I've taken this whole week to do that, to really look into those, fine tune those songs from the record. And so I'm doing a little. So yeah, to answer your question, I'm doing a little bit of both.
So when you fine tune them, what are you looking for?
I'm just looking for. I want to listen to the song. First of all, you know how when you play rough tracks for people and you show them stuff and you talk over shit that you don't want them to hear that is there. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
or you try to bring attention to something else. I want to be able to listen to it from top to bottom, every song, all the way through, and not feel like I have a disaster coming up that I need to cover up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If it's not there done naturally, then I kind of don't want. You know what I'm saying? But that's the other thing too. That those things have to be natural. If it's natural, it's gonna automatically have a vibe. If it ain't natural,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You sit there and you just look. It's like, okay, I can't have that. You know.
Yeah, it's hard to teach for the intangibles that make make the magic, that where the power gets released. Sometimes it just comes from the heart. It can have that's where it becomes very hard to negotiate a very meticulous mind. Like you're talking about the craftsmanship and wanting to get everything right, but sometimes there's some blood and guts on a track that you're not going to find if you try to get everything just right.
Right.
So
exactly.
You have to sometimes make that call, what's more important here, that, the cleanliness of a particular line or lick, or that portal that you tore into in that moment,
Right.
Yeah, I
Right,
mean, it's part of the magic.
That's how all our favorite records were made. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm listening to. I threw on Sun Goddess in the background.
Ooh, yes.
I
That's my favorite. That's my favorite road solo.
It's a good one.
Yeah, who is that?
That's Ramsey.
That's Ramsey Lewis.
Oh, that's right. How stupid of me.
It happens, Jeff. We know it's a long time ago. It's all right. You knew that, so it's okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I should have known that.
But you knew it.
That was pretty bad.
Knew.
But Larry Dunn is on that.
You just had to be reminded, but you knew.
Isn't Larry Dunn on that record? That's the whole Earth, Wind and Fire band.
I don't know. Maybe he was on that record.
Yeah, he's on that record.
But Larry Dunn played the Sun Goddess solo on Gratitude. So maybe you're getting it mixed up because they did release that song on their record.
Right, but they released I think the studio version that people know on the Ramsey Lewis record, or he released it as well.
Right.
All I know is that Earth, Wind and Fire had a big part of that Sun Goddess.
Right. Well, he produced. Well, here's the story with that record.
Yeah.
So Maurice White said that they did Sun Goddess. It was just something that that he had in the wings, just a song that he just had that he wasn't doing nothing with. And so he was like, we can do this song. And there's another song on there that Earth, Wind, and Fire is the band on. It's called Hot Dog It. And that was the one that they were trying to push for Ramsey. And when Sun Goddess came out, nobody cared about that Hot Dog It song. They were like Sun Goddess. And that's how Sun Goddess became as...
Yeah, I remember the first time I even heard that, Hot Dog It or whatever it is. I'm like, yo, where'd this song come from?
Yeah. It's the same. It's the same. It's all Earth, Wind.
Yeah. It's the same session.
Right, same sessions.
Yeah.
And the rest of that record has Cleveland Eaton on bass and I can't remember the drum. Morris Jennings on drums.
Mm.
And that's the original Young Holt Unlimited.
I saw them in the 70s. I saw that tour. What was that? I forget what record it was. I think it had Shining Star on it and all that.
That's the way of the world.
Reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reasons. That's the way of the world. Yearning, Learning.
Right.
Well, it's Devotion's not on that.
No, Devotion's on Open Our Eyes.
Huh?
Devotion is on Open Our Eyes.
Yeah, Devotion's on Open Our Eyes.
Yeah, I caught them at a good time.
Yeah, Jeff, this is a perfect time to get into a little bit for the people about how did you come to digest all of this music, and then put the guitar in your hand, where did it what was your first influences? How did that even happen? Where did you discover the guitar?
I think my first influences were when my brother, he was in a hospital school, so my parents would pick him up on the weekend.
Yeah.
He had a disability. And one weekend he came home with the Purple Haze record, Jimi Hendrix, How You Experience.
Oh, that's a big one.
He played Purple Haze. He's like, you got to hear this, man. So we both freaked out, and then he asked for a guitar for Christmas. So he got the guitar, and then he couldn't hold the guitar in the wheelchair because it was just awkward. And he looked at me, and he said, I need you to play this for me.
That's incredible.
So that's how it started.
That is just incredible.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
it's funny because my father, that was one of the first records that he sat me down and told me to listen to. Because I told you about my father. He's a big Hendrix head.
Yeah.
And
he's left-handed.
And he's left-handed, which is why I'm left-handed.
Right, because that's how. Right, because of what? Was it because all the guitars were strung the other way? No, you play them upside down.
He plays upside down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think part of that was because my father said that he had kind of already taught himself how to play upside down because he thought that that's how Jimmy was playing.
Ah. But now my understanding is that Jimmy actually played both ways.
He played right-handed and left-handed.
Well, no, he could play the left-handed guitar strung upside down, and
he could also he could play it upside down.
Right. He could play it restrung or strung regular but flipped over. Right. I mean, that's what I heard.
I wouldn't
anyway.
doubt it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he did redo a lot of those bass tracks on what? Not Are You Experienced?
I would imagine everything.
Electric Ladyland.
I would imagine everything because, I as far as I could tell, Noel was the weakest link.
Yes.
As they say. But I mean, that doesn't mean to say that he couldn't do nothing. I mean, he's a part of the most legendary trio there is. But let's just say it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you had a chance to go over those tracks, you might have gone over his tracks in the studio.
Right, because Mitch was killing. Mitch was
yes,
and Mitch was with him even after he had done Band of Gypsies, which is my favorite period.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that
Like,
sound, that Jimi Hendrix Band of Gypsies sound, like, is just some other sound that I've never heard anywhere else. That's just some sort of magic sound.
Yeah, man. That's because he was there with. I'm gonna just come out and say it, bro. It was just it's the blackness.
It was the blackness.
The blackness, bro. Real talk. At the end of the day, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, sure.
He didn't like Buddy Miles though.
He didn't.
No,
He liked his pocket, but he probably thought. I think they did have a little issue there. I think you're right.
They had a clash. He said something about Buddy Miles was too earthy, whatever that meant. I mean, that's what I read in one of his books.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know what earthy means, but I could see him and Buddy Miles not hitting it off, because
Well, I mean, probably from the get go. You know.
mean, I like Who Knows, but
Sure.
I do kind of think Buddy Miles went a little overboard in a couple of spots with his vocals, like stepping on Jimmy. That's
Oh, yeah.
just the way
Yeah.
I feel,
Yeah. Agreed.
I feel that.
you know.
It just says, the hard thing to really put into words is sometimes these like once in a lifetime combos. You know what I mean? Like there's no rhyme or reason for it. It's like it happened, and
Yeah,
maybe it's combustible and could never be sustained. But for what do they play, like a New Year's concert at the Fillmore?
Yeah, and every time, and that's the thing too, is every time something like that happens, it's always for a really short period of time, but it's like the shortest, most killingest time. Think about it. Like Billy Cobham George Duke Band was 1 year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What was that, 76?
76. It's like, damn, man, why couldn't that have been longer?
Yeah. Yeah,
Why
seriously.
couldn't they have made like more than one album together? Because I got all the bootlegs.
Right.
Well, you know why Jimi Hendrix did that record live at Fillmore?
Why?
He owed the record company.
I heard, you know what? I heard that.
Yeah, he owed them one more record. So Jimmy did that and said they could have. Man, did they clean up on that record, huh?
Oh yeah. That's his that's his best one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this record, Band of Gypsies, I gotta say, it changed everything for me when I heard it. It changed like everything.
Right.
It slowed the whole process of listening to music like down. It was just like
one of my favorite things to think of is like, imagine where Jimmy was when he hit that first note. You know what I'm saying? On Machine Gun.
Yeah.
Like that is that is the all-time greatest note.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. What is this it right here?
That long note with the univibe.
That long note. Longest note ever.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Just wonderful.
I blew many speaker sets of speakers with that note.
Yeah, there's that.
That's a headphone record too.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you just how many times. Like I see Isaac's out there listening. Shout out to the Stahl brothers.
Shout out to Isaac.
I can't tell you how many times I sat down in high school with the Stahl brothers and listened to Band of Gypsies. Like literally every time I was over at their house, we had to listen to it. It was an obsession. It was like because there was nothing else that like that could even like cut through to that spot. There's just some sort of, I don't know, as a young musical mind, it just sort of put everything straight, and then like we could move on from there once we like made that album a part of ourselves.
Yeah, I mean that record represents like a part of my childhood too.
Yes,
that was good.
How old were you? How old were you? You had to be little.
Shit, I was like 9, 8, 9. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. When
in the mirror with a fucking a tennis racket and a necktie around my head as a headband.
That's funny.
Oh man, that's priceless. Yeah, Jeff, I still can't get over the fact that you're playing the guitar for your brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And that would explain why, like so many things. That would just explain why, like you've been like allowed to tell such a story.
That's how it happened.
That's why I love your playing so much, because you tell a story.
He had a friend that played upside down like me. And he was in a wheelchair. So one day he comes over and he picks up the guitar. And he played Hey Joe, and he sang it. So at that time, that was like just the most amazing thing to see someone play guitar and sing some Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah,
so
sure.
He kind of directed me in the right direction as to learn chords, buy a chord book, and I learned Hey Joe. And I think 2 years later, I tried to go to a teacher. My parents said that he could play. And they brought me to a teacher, but the guy wouldn't work with me because he wanted me to flip the guitar back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I said, the hell with that, and I just kept going on my own.
Yeah, I think you made the right call there.
I think
yeah. Like I feel like I need to like bring some people up to speed because we're so old hat at this, and I just wanted to get into the hang. We're talking like what are you doing with the tracks and everything, but we got Nigel Hall and Jeff Lockhart on the phone, and here's the thing, is that here we're talking about the origins of Jeff, and these are just questions that so many people have had for so long. It's like he's such a mystery to so many people because like it's just the way you carry yourself, Jeff. I mean, it's just. It's what you're playing too. Obviously, is what gets everyone's attention.
That's because you play intent before content, bro. When you play,
yes.
I know you meant that shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I mean, like I'm trying to say, like, I have so many. There's so many things that I want to know that even like I've never even had the guts to ask. Like as far as like, who put the guitar in your hand, and now so who was it? So after Jimmy, like when did you start playing in bands? Like how did that end up happening?
Well, you jam with your friends. I had these cats, a drummer and a bass player, and then we started jamming, mostly Hendrix and Sly and the Family Stone.
You remember the name of your first named combo?
No.
I remember mine.
Yeah, I don't remember that. That's funny.
Yeah, I feel like I remember one group I had. One Step Beyond. That was like the first like middle school band.
That was the name of the band?
Yeah.
Was that after the TV show? Wasn't there a TV show?
We didn't even know about that. We didn't even. There was even like a song by Madness that we weren't even in, that had nothing to do with either. It was just somehow we heard it and it was cool, so we just said it. Done. We're like maybe I was like sixth grade, sixth, seventh grade. I loved I remember once I tried to put a band together in like third grade because I had a Casio that had like
what kind of Casio did you have?
It was like a tiniest little the Casio with like it was like the PT something, I think, if that makes sense.
A keyboard?
Yeah, it was like the tiniest little keyboard with a speaker on the left and the chord buttons on the left. It had like a drum machine in there. Yeah, that's one of those. Yeah, exactly. The PT looks like the PT-80, yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
I used to have. I actually still have it. I got it when I went to Kansas City.
I think we still have ours too, but they don't work. Obviously, they don't work. Yeah, what'd you say? You had yours where?
Oh, I cut off.
Yeah.
I got my first keyboard, which was a Yamaha DX27S.
Ooh.
So it's a DX7
right.
with the speakers on the side of it.
Neat.
So and it had a pitch wheel. So that's where all that shit came from.
Gotcha.
I was doing that before I had even learned how to play keyboards. Learn how to like play chords and shit.
Oh, there it is, Lammy. That's not the exact Casio, but that's basically what they are. He put the picture up there. I mean, everyone needed one of these. Mine had like the little chord buttons on the left side.
Right.
So there's like a whole like rack of those. So like I was like writing songs with the chord buttons. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So I was, and then play. It's
I used to do that too. I used to have the cards. It used to come on the cards, the sounds.
Well, it's just sort of like a miniature organ because they were like the kind of organs like like that had like that kind of thing, or like there was like that were, what am I thinking of? Or even like a harmonium or what? Those like with the mallets, they have like chord buttons and groupings. Like there's certain things that you could hold down. That same system of chord buttons and minor chord buttons. If you hit a couple of them, then it changes it to like a diminished chord or something.
Right.
That was crazy. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. That's more. That's more the idea. That is more the idea. I don't know if that's the one. I swear, like those are happy memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the good days.
Those were the good old days. You didn't have to fucking overdo anything. You could just be happy making these sounds that you were making when you were a kid. And like, there's something about it, man. Like, it's all nostalgic, bro. That's why I love music so much, because it's, it's our way of being able to travel back through time, bro.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen if without the whole showroom aspect of things, because I remember how important that was back in the day. It's like you would go and walk around the room of keyboards and try out all the keyboards and play all the sounds.
Right.
Playing like different licks for all the different sounds, basically, and like you'd really get a sense of what was going on. Whether you ended up, listen, you'd only walk out with a piece of gear once in a blue moon, but I mean,
right.
You knew it. You spent like a few years like eyeing down exactly what gear that was going to be. You really knew what you wanted by the time it came around. But.
Yeah, just being. I didn't realize what anything was until I was much older. Like I didn't even know what a Rhodes was until I was at least like 18 or 19. Sure. And then when I found out, I was like, "Oh shit!" And I immediately got one.
Yeah, I think.
How much did you pay?
I paid $400 for it. I think. Yeah, it was like $450, and it wasn't even it wasn't fully working, but it worked some. And when I played it, it sounded like what I was looking for, and I was just really happy. and I'm still happy when I play Rhodes.
It was like my like Jimi Hendrix Rhodes moment has to be Miles Beyond from Mahavishnu Orchestra. When I heard the intro to that song, I was like, well, damn it.
Yeah,
that's kind of like,
that'll do it.
That's kind of what I'm hearing, like this.
Which one was Miles Beyond?
This one. I'm playing it in the background if you can hear it. Let's see if I can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have a chart to that if you ever want to do it.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Shit, do that with Locke?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Woo.
Silio.
Not before I get to do it.
Yeah, that song. This is like my Rhodes Bible. Jan Slammer on this track.
Yeah, that's dope. And his tone on the road, you can always tell it's him.
Yeah. So yeah, I honestly, that's what it is. I don't even know. Like something happens to me when I just like touch a Rhodes. It's all of a sudden there's a way to touch it. It's like I don't know. You make that sound. It's an attack. It's like it's a drum. It's like I don't, when like there's like people like don't necessarily play it that way. I don't understand why. It's probably because it's the first thing I ever heard was like Jan like crunching the Rhodes on the comping. But like it's surprising how rare. Like everyone doesn't do that. They treat it like raindrops, like a very gentle instrument.
Because they don't know. They think it's fucking, they think it's fucking Bob James is supposed to be pretty. You can be dirty and play a Rhodes. You can dig into that motherfucker.
Right.
It wants you to. It implores you to. So
It
just do
implores you to.
It implores you.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, they sound good with distortion.
Yeah, when you drive them.
Right.
Yeah.
Does this work? Do I have that? Is this gonna work?
I'm gonna send you some stuff, Butz.
Oh yeah, you need
I'll
to.
send you some stuff. But I'm gonna roll out because I gotta get up.
Oh,
and
word
do
up.
some stuff in the morning. But I love you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna exit too.
Aw.
I'll
Well,
stay on just a little bit, but I'm gonna
well,
exit.
you got to send me something. Stay on for a second because I want to get some, because I can dial in like D Vibes. We can go get him. But it's nice. I'm glad you guys got to join me for a little while.
Man.
I just before you get off, talk to me a little bit about what you got in the queue. You were telling me earlier, Jeff, that you're still managing to check in with your ensemble. You got some, and you guys are staying busy.
Oh yeah, it's really inspirational the way they pulled it together with the modern technology and recorded a tune. Do it like you do by Lettuce, and it's just when I play it for you, I'm just like, it's not the greatest, but just the fact that they could do that.
Right.
Right.
They're happy that they made the class interesting by doing that. Because I mean, how else do you do it with an ensemble? I've seen people have these little methods where each person is in their own little space, but it doesn't.
Right.
It's just not happening. But this is really cool, man.
I want to hear it when it comes out, Jeff.
Yeah, we definitely want to hear that, both of us, and I'm sure the audience wants to hear. I feel like this is a perfect place to just get some shine on that ensemble because it's not your normal ensemble, right?
No,
Right.
So they might as well have a little bit more fun than everyone else, right?
That's the name of the game. Yeah.
And Jeff, let me know too when to get a hold of you so I can get into that lesson with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Dice around 3:30. The class is at 4, so if he can chime in around 4:30 and you can chime in around 4:30, that would be good.
All right.
So I'll call you next Tuesday around noontime just to check in with you.
All right, cool. Yeah, just let me know, man. I'll be here. I ain't doing shit. I ain't got no job.
Yeah, you'll dig it. They're cool, man, and they can really play too, all of them.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that. Well, anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to jump out. I'm going to play that Bill Withers Lovely Day again. We might as well.
Awesome.
This is the one that Nigel did in tribute.
All right, bud.
Thanks, Butz.
Hey, man, thank you guys. Great talking to you.
Okay,
Nigel
man.
Hall, Jeffrey Lockhart. We'll be right back.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hits my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. impossible to fake. When someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. Oh, then I look at you and the world's alright with me. Just wanna look at you and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. Lovely day, 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 lovely Please don't dominate the rap jack if you got nothing new to say. If you please don't back up the track, this train's gotta run today. I spent a little time on the mountain, spent a little time on the hill. I heard some say better run away, others say better stand still. Now I don't know, but I've been told it's hard to run with the way to go. On the other hand, I've heard it said it's just as hard with the way to live. Who can deny? Who can deny? It's not just a change in style. Once that's done, and another begun, and I wonder how many miles. I spent a little time on the mountain, spent a little time on the hill. Well, things went down we don't understand, but I think in time we will. Now I don't know, but I was told in the heat of the sun, the man This darkness has got to give. One way or another. One way or another. One way or another. This darkness has got to give. One way or another. One way or another. One way or another. This darkness has got to give.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Michael Butler Butz Show, live from wherever we are. Sound Museum, Quarantine Studios, Lammy Sound. He's afraid to push buttons, folks. Go ahead, hit one. See? The love is back, folks. You know, let's get into this, because I feel like I've had more than... Today has been a weird day. I've had more than one dust-up with, like, you know, people that I care about. I've had more than one. And I admit freely that I am the constant in that equation. Yeah, now isn't the time for the kalimba. But you know, that's the thing, is that you know, my theory right now, and this is why I wanted to talk about it, is that if you can't rumble with your friends, then, like, I don't know, like, right, like, your friends are the ones, like, okay. Now, before I even say this, do not take my advice and hear what I'm saying and then run out and, like, start arguing with your friends and see if they're really your friends. You don't want to argue with your friends, okay? You shouldn't be arguing with your friends. But when it happens, it's important to know that the person is invested enough in the relationship that they'll see you on the other side of the argument. Do you know what I mean? It's like, we already know that our hearts are in the right place. So we're hashing out the issues, you know, and in a lot of cases, it comes down to a misunderstanding. And, like, you know, people start arguing about silly things, or I don't know. And I'm also under pressure, you know, because this last week hasn't been easy for me. You know, this has been a very difficult week in quarantine because I did not have the distraction of this show. You know, like, we weren't really doing any of the projects. We were going to do a special set. The Quarantine Combo, for those of you who remember that on the Bill Withers Day, I played a song, but I wasn't alone. I had my man to my right here, John Lammy, on the bass, and you know, Ted Rock McCrary on the drums. We had a little band here. That was not an actual, like, three camera you know, separate thing. We played that live. That's the Quarantine Combo. Those are the guys who are in and out of here. This is, you know, it just turns out that I got a rhythm section I'm stuck in here with. So we had whipped together a set, but we had, and I'm going to keep perhaps the subject of that. Well, you know what? You're all still here. We learned a Steely Dan set, and I think we're going to play it tomorrow night. As part of, like, your basic Barely Dead Wednesday set of live stream. And plus, Jeff Vetstein is on the disabled list. You know, he was like our first and second hitter. He was leading off so effectively. He would do, like, a, you know, guitar loop and then play over it. He was very comfortable playing tunes. And Jeff, I think he ripped his elbow tendon. Like, he tore a tendon in his elbow. Like, I think is spotting his daughter on, like, a gymnastics jump or something. Just a little freak accident. So he's on the DL for, like, a month or two at least, I would think. So what do you think of that? I mean, I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to have to... you know what? I think it's his nephew plays electric. Maybe, I don't know if they've, like, if the family has broken the quarantine there, but we've actually jammed with Vet's nephew, and he can play. I think he's in high school. So, I mean, yeah. Maybe we need to draft him into the live stream business. Yeah, bicep tendon. That is that's the update. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that update. Yeah, that was what it was. I mean, and I feel like I was just reading about that. Where did I? Who was I? You know what it was? It was the old wrestling I was watching. I was watching old wrestling, and they were talking about that exact injury. And the King was talking about it. Jerry Lawler was saying, "Oh yeah, there was one time I was wrestling Joe LeDuc." You know, if any of you know who that is, French Canadian legend Joe LeDuc, wrestling in the Memphis territory, I guess, with Lawler. He's like, "Yeah, I went to pick him up or something, and boom, it just like rolls back like when you close a shutter is how they describe it. It's like, you know, like when you snap a shutter and it just rolls up." So that's what that just all of a sudden you're the bicep muscle when the tendon rips. That's what they say. It's just that's what it feels. It just feels just like that, and I've heard that described that way. And that's exactly what happens. So I don't even know. I'm thinking of Jeff though. I mean, dude, he did not look pleased in that picture he posted. It's like a big ugly bruise, but dude, man down. I guess it's hard enough times, like, you know, like I said, like I've gotten into it with a couple different people today, you know, and like me and Lammy, no, we just hashed out some tech things. We're not getting into it. We're handling things, and that's why I bring it up, because in this relationship that we forged, it's like it has to be that none of it matters. That it's like I almost feel like you know, like a pawn or a piece on the game on a game board. And like, you know, me and Lammy are on the board, but someone is moving us around, and it's not really us. We're just like on the board being moved around for someone's enjoyment, because like listen, there's a lot of things that we have in common, sir. And, you know, just the fact that like it's been an interesting life for you and me, you know, and but I would never change it. I would never change it. But, you know, anyway. I just want to shout you guys out. I think, what do you think? Maybe we should take some calls. You know, I was like, I'm waiting on Vibes, but Vibes definitely didn't want to tell me, apparently, that's how much work he had to do. But I know he's doing something important right now. So it's, you know, he's got an excellent excuse. But if you want to call, here, let me plug in my phone. You know, call in the show. 617-651-3351. Okay. No, we're good. And the number's up. Well, yeah, don't be shy. If you want to say hi, go right ahead. Well, this is why, you know, if you want me to ever open up the phones again, you better call in. You know, that's kind of how it works. You don't call, I don't take the calls. You know, I don't have Vibes. You want to ask me a question? You can ask me anything. You know, I might not answer it, but I'm happy to do it. You want me to talk about Jimmy Fallon? I'm happy to talk about Jimmy Fallon. You know, I've had a lot of time to think about this. I've had a lot of time to think about, do I go forward with this whole thing with Jimmy Fallon and then even with Stern? Let me see that Stern logo again. Like, he gave me a logo for the show. It's somewhere. They were so kind to donate a logo to my show. You know, the art department at the Stern show. Yeah, so... Right. Here's what do I go forward with this whole thing about Jimmy Fallon? If you don't remember, it was WrestleMania week, and you know, Vibes and I felt like cutting promos on people. You know, and for a long time, Deshaun and I call ourselves Keytar Nation. Like we're basically a tag team, and we come out to the ring with keytars. And you know, I've been always saying if we're going to bring keytars to the ring, we're going to have to, you know, bring like destroyable keytars, like, you know, with like just like a rudimentary, like playing apparatus, because they have to play. But I don't want to destroy. I don't want to hit anyone over the head with any gear of any like value. So they've got to be these like junk toy keytars, which will be embarrassing to walk out with, but it's got to be something like that. So. Anyway, we're a tag team without an opponent, so it's like, who do we go after? Once I started doing the late night format, I realized that, like, I don't know what kind of programs they use for their shows, but it's kind of like the same thing I'm using for mine. It's like we're all doing the same thing right now. This is like, I'm in my quarantine zone. They're in their quarantine zone, and I like mine better than theirs. I like everything that we're doing here better than what they're doing. And that was honestly what made me think, you know what? Why don't I just challenge Jimmy Fallon to a rumble? Like some kind of a rumble. And then I decided, well, let me lure him into my kind of fight. Like, which is like, you can choose what kind of singers we do an impression battle in, and I'll just choose that. I was actually thinking about that. It's like I feel like he's the guy who's gonna like throw Madonna at me. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. Am I like gonna? Do I have to say like male singers? I mean, I don't. I mean, it's his business. I don't want to get involved in a Madonna battle. Not to say that I could still beat him in a Madonna battle, but I feel like, these like goofy, not to be taken seriously for comic relief impressions, that might be more his bag. Like an actual impression that sounds like the guy, that's my bag. I can beat him. I'm gonna beat him. So you want to know if I'm going to keep going with it? I'm going to keep going with it. Because what have I got to lose? And here's the thing. We keep getting messed with. It was like, once I started talking, like mess, like that I wanted to battle Fallon. I got D-Vibes with me. He's ready to take on any talk show host, musical act, should need be. But, ever since I've been talking about that, like all of a sudden then I got Howard's name in the street, and it just, that like that's how it happened. I'm just sitting there. The next day I mentioned Fallon, I look in my news feed, and then Fallon was on Stern, and it was just like, it was really, it hurt my feelings. It was such a, I love you, you're so great, oh my God, and the whole business with the daughters. I don't need to get into all that. It's just like, it is what it is. I had to ask myself, do I want to go after a guy? Because, Howard's narrative with Fallon is like the same narrative that we're creating here for this show. It's like, I try to get out here to entertain so that, just to help anyone in some way get through an hour or two. I mean, that's really all it is, including myself. It's for my own salvation as much as anything. And, and then I hear, them saying, like Howard's like, your show has been so important to all those people. And I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe I shouldn't be angry at Jimmy Fallon. Maybe on a larger scale, he's just doing what I'm trying to be doing. And it's the same reason I wanted to give Quest a pass, because Questlove has been doing such a great job DJing for the people. I mean, he's been killing it. I guess they've been both killing it. So why should I go after them? Howard is a different story. Okay, and I never would have thought that I would have ever thought that here was a guy that I would go after. One, because he's so powerful, or has been. Wow, he has been powerful. Has been. Howard has been. I mean, he still is. But the Howard that I grew up listening to has been. It's kind of clear that he's not that Howard anymore, because I was trained, my radio brain was trained by that Howard, and I'm hearing the things that Howard trained my brain to react to. He trained me to react to him. When he starts telling Jimmy Fallon that, like, hey, when your young daughter interrupts the shot and puts Play-Doh on your nose, like, that's incredible TV. He was really saying that was some of the most entertaining television. And I just honestly thought, if that was good television, then people would have, bring their kids to work every day and let them interrupt them at work, right? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so I don't know. Listen, I figured it was time, because I've been his apologist and all of that. But, but today, Lammy got bit, just like I got bit. The next day in the news feed, I saw those two talking, and it's like today, We saw the Free Nationals. Anderson .Paak and the Free Nationals were on Fallon, and that's a guest that we could have. I mean, that's hitting John where he lives, and we could have set that whole. They did a live performance that could have been on my show. I mean, not only could have been on my show, since it was on Fallon's show, we could have sent several secret agents in those shots. Members of the band could have all been wearing a Butz cutout or a sticker or something, or Butz v Fallon. They could have put it in the shot. We missed an opportunity there. We really did, and it's okay. It's okay because it's the same thing. We're getting stung the next day. Oh, finally. This would have been a hard show to do. Only because it would have been the first show without D-Vibes. Ladies and gentlemen, you can hear him, but you can't see him yet, but we're going to get him. We're going to get him, but yeah. I'm going to reveal. I can hear him, so I'm just going to say him. D-Vibes.
Yeah, what's up, Butz?
Dude, I have been missing you this whole time, dude. Not to say that, I'm just happy that you're here. I just have been missing you.
Man, I'm glad to be here, bro.
We're back, bro.
It's been a crazy day. It's been a crazy day.
Yeah, I just been sort of deciding whether or not I wanted to go back at Jimmy Fallon and Howard Stern and all them.
Oh man, we gotta go for it, man.
Because we got nothing to lose in this. It's I honestly think I can take this guy.
I definitely think you got the juice on it, bro.
What I really want, D-Vibes, is I want to do it now, okay? I want to do it now. Now that we're up and running, we got the signal right. I want to do it now. I want to broadcast I want to teleport into his show. I want to challenge him on his quarantine show. This is the battleground for it. They have very little content. I mean, they're okay. They're doing it. What they had and here he is. Everything he does is upsetting me. I saw him the other day. He's he's doing the whole when he has a band. The Roots play with school instruments, classroom instruments.
Yeah,
they did that. They did that whole thing. But this is what bothers me. He's harmonizing "Don't Stand So Close to Me" with Sting. You know what I mean? Jimmy Fallon gets to harmonize with Sting. I mean, that kind of bothers me. Shouldn't it bother me? Shouldn't we get to do fun things. I think Nigel's going to send over a Steely Dan tune for me to record on, and that's going to be fun. I wager to say that that's even cooler than his playing with school instruments there he is, folks. You missed that face. Everyone can see you now, D-Vibes. It's a good thing.
What's up, guys?
Oh, my God. I tried to get people to call in, and no one wanted to call in, Vibes.
Oh, really?
They got scared.
What are you doing? Pick up the phone, people.
Yeah, I don't know.
What
people are watching.
What else did I miss? What did I miss?
Well, I had Locke and Nigel in here earlier. We talked for a little while.
Nice. I love those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Greatest.
Well, that's why I had to decide how did I want to come back on the air. Who do I rally to my banner just to get started? It's I felt like that show we did where Locke called in. It was me, you, and Nige.
Yeah.
And was there anyone else on that call?
That was just us.
Yeah, it was just us, and then Locke surprised us. And I was I wanted more time with that crew.
We definitely need it.
So, yeah, Vibes, you been working? You got any new grooves for me?
So I just put out a whole new album.
That's right.
That everybody go check out.
What was it called? Water Sticks. Raindrops and Water Sticks? What was it?
Rain Sticks and Water Drops.
I got it backwards. Rain Sticks and Water Drops?
Yeah. Tell the people they need to go check that out. That's what they should be doing.
They need to go check that out.
They got a lot of time. They got a lot of time to listen. And this is like a time where I notice like where I can challenge like those who say, like, "Oh man, yeah, I'm your friend, I'm your buddy.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling.
Go listen to my tune."
Yeah, that's all. That's a good way
Wow.
of showing your love and support for D Vibes. In fact, that's the only real way he needs you to show your love and support. You know, like, okay, it's nice to, when just to say hi, too. Like, go say hi and just tell him you love him. Tell D Vibes you love him.
I love everyone, too, but go check out the music, If you really say you're my friend, go listen to some of my music.
Yeah, like personal friend or even just like a social media friend.
Yeah, and
I mean, sometimes your social media friends will listen to your music before your off social media friends will actually get around to it.
Yeah, you're actually so correct. And it's kind of crazy because like you go like, hey, like you call me your friend, right?
Oh, by the way, Rohan, yes, Philly G is definitely on that record, and I had that in the back of the mind. Rohan was pitching me Philly G as a guest, and I'm like, we're gonna get into that. I already know he's got that release with D Vibes. We're gonna do that. That is happening. We'll get Philly G on here, see what's up. I mean, I definitely want to. I mean, we can play some of that too.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know?
That's all over the place, bro. It's been crazy. I mean, I've seen a couple stats. I got like 50 plays in Japan.
50 plays in Japan.
50 plays in Japan.
Wait, did we freeze? Vibes is froze. Oh no, there he goes. He's unfrozen.
I had a text message.
Ah, it's good to know these little things when they come through. Exactly what it is that causes the things. This is all useful information to us. Vibes, we've been killing it over here. We need to get you a little tightened up.
Yeah.
Because your signal is next. Because you're a very important part of this show. You're extremely important. We need you, like, humming along. Like, what's happened, what I'm looking at right now is not up to snuff. See?
No.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We're working it out.
Yeah, we're working it out. I mean, it is what it is. Maybe we're not ready for Fallon yet.
My internet is pretty slow.
That is what it is. Here we are in quarantine, but Vibes, I gotta
We're
say.
ready for Fallon.
Yeah.
Fallon went through.
No, see, we're not ready for Fallon when you talk this slow. Like, your mind is ready. My mind is ready for Fallon. Your mind is ready for Fallon. But if your network isn't ready for Fallon, then, like, you can't come with me when I teleport into his computer. I need you there. I want to take my whole format.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'll be there, bro.
Yeah, I know. I know you will, bro.
Yeah, did you get your $1,200 check?
Did you?
Did you get? I seen something that came up across as pending. So I don't know.
Oh, pending what? You know what I heard? What I heard, and this could be a total bullshit story. I love this bit that was in there was like a movie called Amazon Women on the Moon. It was a movie of sketches, and one of the sketches was bullshit or not. Okay. Yeah, there was a story that said that Trump is putting a hold temporarily on sending out the checks because they need to be reissued and recut with his name on them. So
Oh, no.
it might be
most of them are going direct deposit.
Well, most of them are going to direct deposits. That's what I'm thinking now after hearing your story.
You can't put his name in taxpayers' money.
He wants his name on the check. I read a story. It could be fake news. It could be fake news. I preface this all by saying fake news. There are some days when I come in with a real story. This is not one of those days. Yeah, this is not one of those days.
Crazy day, but.
Yeah? You want to get into any of it? Or are you just venting?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So let's just let it go.
Yeah.
Enjoy the last few minutes of the show. I mean, we can crank it out, but Oh, that's real. Oh, wait, you got something for me? What does it say here? Stimulus checks may be delayed because Trump wants his name printed on them, report says. Stimulus check. This is Forbes, okay? I don't know. That could mean anything. Stimulus checks meant to boost the economy in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic may be delayed because Trump wants to have his name printed on them, the Washington Post reported on Tuesday. Click the reported button. That's the actual story.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It says, in an unprecedented move, Treasury orders Trump names printed on the stimulus checks. And this is actually going to slow us down. So if anyone who's actually not getting a direct deposit and is getting the check in the mail, that'll probably be delayed, is what I'm thinking. Just to get the name on it.
Better get that direct deposit down.
That's what I'm saying, guys. Welcome to the new era. You know, who doesn't want direct deposit anyway? Routing numbers, apps, all this stuff that we're doing right now. Vibes. I think me and Lammy are gonna mail you an Ethernet cable. We're gonna mail you along. We're gonna courtesy of the Butz Show. Courtesy of the Butz Show. Yeah, there's a couple of them. Is this the one right here? But I don't know. This one right here, I don't know how long a cord you're actually going to need.
Oh, yeah, that'll work.
Do you not have even one of these at the house?
I need one as tall as the big. Yeah, I have one of those.
Yeah, of course you have one.
The spot I'm in right now, I'm kind of locked into a spot. I got a big day tomorrow.
You know what it's going to be? I don't even think.
I feel for people out there that have to deal with losing family at this time, because it's so many complications. So just reach out to your friends out there. I mean, really reach out to your friends or your family or people that you say you care about. Let them know you love them.
Absolutely. I'm trying to figure it all out. I'm trying to figure it all out. Yeah, I want to make the show about all kinds of fun things, but really this is a different sort of time. If I had it my way, you know what I mean, we would do it exactly the way we used to do it, Vibes, where we would just come in, get high and listen to music and talk about it. But nowadays, the show has gotten a lot more serious. Underneath, there's undertones, there's an undercurrent. Underneath everything that's going on is that we're a little bit scared, and we definitely miss each other. Now, you're in Denver. I don't get to see you very often, and this is basically what we do when we FaceTime each other and hang out. But it's different. It's different because we need to talk about everything that's different in our own lives, and I don't know. We're doing ourselves no real service to ignore what we're feeling and not get into it at times, because we're creating a safe space where people can express whatever they're feeling, and we can all just gather. Even if it's just to get behind a music conversation that I'm striking up with Deshaun and one of my guests, or if we have multiple guests. And I got plans for guests, by the way. I can announce that we're doing, I think we're talking to Mikey Karuba from Turquoise on Friday. I think that's official. And I'm very excited about that. We were about to do an interview with him before. We had to reschedule it, and we finally worked it out. My signal is strong now, so we're ready to go. I'm really excited for that. I was just really excited to get back here today. But I just wanted to get things going, fire up the machine, Vibes, Nigel, Lock, finish a little bit of that conversation. We got into it a little bit. I felt like we needed a little bit more time to get loose, but we were just getting there. But I missed having you there, Vibes. I got to be honest. It's just I understand if you got other things to do, but it just doesn't mean that I'm not going to miss you.
Oh man, I was missing you guys too. This was just going crazy.
Well, listen, we're gonna, probably, move into wherever we're headed with the show over the next couple weeks. But for now, we're wrapping it up. We're getting to that point. We're gonna dial you in.
Do it, man.
I think, but as far as do we really settle? Let's just settle our old business. I had to say, am I going to give Jimmy a pass because he's been doing good work for the people? I don't see why I should.
And Quest has been crushing it.
Right, exactly, Vibes.
You only give him a pass because Quest loves it. Okay.
Well, I want to give Quest a pass, but
That's the only reason.
But it's not like I'm really. It's not like I really malicious. It's like I want to. I mean, okay, WrestleMania week is over. I don't have to be so such a wrestler about it.
Yeah, but it's almost Money in the Bank.
I know, but
It's almost time for Money in the Bank.
That's right. There's always another pay-per-view.
But I love about Money in the Bank is once you win that match, you can challenge anyone at any time.
That's right, Vibes. That's interesting. How do I get Money in the Bank to go after Fallon? How do I do that?
We gotta take out all these guys. We gotta just take out all the guys under him. What's the Seth
Somehow I'm gonna have to.
You gotta go at Trevor. We got Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
All these guys.
We're gonna go at all of them.
You gotta look at these guys you gotta look at them like the Royal Rumble. It's like everybody's getting thrown over that, and I'm gonna be the last one standing.
That's what it comes down to. If I want to be successful in life,
getting my championship.
If I want to be successful in life, I'm gonna have to take it right to all these guys, because the other approach has me not in the ring with them. So now it's time to take that approach. So what I'm saying is that maybe I play the Mark Kelly card. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I call my Uncle Krez, and have him do. Maybe someone wants to talk.
All of this.
I feel like if Kraz did have that conversation with Quest about how good my Michael McDonald impression was while they were playing for Michael McDonald. So I figure if that's the path, it's just like my Michael McDonald guy wants a shot at Jimmy Fallon doing a Michael McDonald impression, judged by Michael McDonald. And let's just see if he can stand. Let's just see if he takes that challenge.
I think you would beat him in the Michael McDonald.
I think that's a no contest. So let's just see if he's got the guts. I don't see why he would say yes, but we're gonna have to make it more interesting for him. But let's figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. I think for the listeners, that's what I want you to know, is that I thought about it. I thought about walking away from this. I might not pound it that hard in the days coming forward, but whether it's on camera or off camera, I'm gonna pursue this. I'm coming after you, Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon, I'm coming after you. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to do that. We're going to do all of these things. Oh, and here's another idea I had. I'm officially putting a bounty, okay? I am doing a bounty, D-Vibes. I am offering $100. 100 buckaroos.
Oh.
$100 dollarinis.
What
Okay?
do we need to do there?
100 smackaroos. 100 simoleons. How do I get that $100, Butz? You call into the Howard Stern show and mention and get my show mentioned on the Howard Stern show. If you can call in to the Stern show and get on the Stern show and mention my show, I'll give you $100. Wow, that's big text, Lammy.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
And it's easy. It's easier said than done. Get Butz. Mention Steern. Yeah. Yeah. Beebs knows a guy. Well, get him to do it because that's $100. You can split it with him. Tell him 50 Beebs. That's my advice to you. Tell him it's a $50 bounty and you keep half. Take a cut anyway. $100, folks. That's real. $100. Present me with the tape, and once I can take it to my experts and determine that it is authentic, we will confirm it with existing show footage. Yeah. Then okay.
There we go. That's what we need.
Yeah.
You still see me, bro?
Oh yeah, I see you. I'm just watching this text roll. It's something. Why not use the technology? Oh, okay. Yes. Yes. I like it. Looks like I've been scribbled on.
I'm trying to
Do I even have $100, Rohan? I'll get it. Okay? Don't you worry about it. Okay? I will get it. Okay? Don't you worry. Okay? Meanwhile, how am I going to get it? Donations appreciated, folks. There's the Venmo in the corner. You might have to turn it into some colors. I know you missed me, everybody. Well, I'm back. But, oh, look at that groovy thing.
I'm back.
You see that? We're going to make some stickers. You guys want those stickers, right? In the corner? Look at those. The Butz Show. We're having fun here. Look, if it's not clear, this is a work in progress, this show. I'm equally doing my thing, but I'm also just allowing the whole thing to happen in front of me. This is actually better for me. There's doing interviews, but then there's just this. Whatever this is. And this is good. This is good. I've got D Vibes with me. I got Lammy with me.
This is better than good.
I got my maniacs in the comments over here that I can see. We're streaming in more than one place today. We've jacked up the signal. Big things. We're armed for battle. I'm going to probably do a couple shows just to get my rhythm back, just to get it back, just to feel like where I'm at this week, because I'm only just getting on long enough to get my brain together. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to shut it down, Vibes, even if you're talking
I've been in that same.
Yeah, gosh.
Yeah.
It's just gosh. Hey, Vibes, you want to call my phone? We'll try it. We'll try it like a phone call for the last few. It'll be better.
I could do that.
Yeah, we're gonna fix you. All right, call my phone.
Yep.
Yeah, you can just hang up that call, all outright. You can get him his handsome slideshow reel. Yeah, well, we try. Every day is a work. It's a work. We get better. If we were great, then there'd be nowhere to go but down. Right? Warts and all. That was what we were dealing with was the shame of the mistake. And the whole thing about that is, it's my favorite quote from one of my favorite movies, Lammy. I don't even know if you realize that. Well, I don't even know if Vibes is like, oh, call failed. Oh, what's he doing? Maybe he's calling me? I don't know what's going on, folks. But my favorite, one of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite movies is The Edge. And I tell it all the time. It's about a couple people getting lost in the woods who had no business being there in the first place. And it was through a series of freak bad decisions and hurried like a whole hurried attempt at a bad idea that gets them stranded in the woods. And they're all like, hey, I'm sorry I got us into this. Damn it. If we knew where the damn it effect was, that would be great right now. But it's okay. There's D-Vibes.
There you go.
All right.
Is that working better?
Yeah, it's working much better. We just got to get your level up. You good?
I'm good.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. Yeah, there he is. Now he's good. So yeah, D-Vibes is back. So the quote, Lammy, is while they're all like, "Damn it! I'm sorry I got us into this." Anthony Hopkins turns around to them and says, "I once read in a book that people who die in the woods, they die of shame. They die of shame. Like, how did I get into this mess? What could I have done differently? Like." That whole single solitary act of eating yourself up over a mistake or bad or anything like that is harmful to your health. It's physically harmful. In fact, if you're lost in the woods, you could easily just die from the shame alone. Before the starvation gets you, before the cold, the shame will kill you. And I'm not about that. We make mistakes, we acknowledge them, we face them, and we move through them. We learn from them. We move on.
Move on. That's the way.
Yeah. I'm hungry, Vibes. What'd you eat today?
Bro. I haven't even eaten in a little bit, actually.
Well, maybe we should just, maybe we should do that. I think that's like it's time for like my nightly falafel. I don't know, Vibes. There he is. We have slideshow reel of him. So yeah, I mean, Vibes. This is really what it is. We get to. Why do I want to cut our hang short? Yeah, Rohan. I was thinking he had grits probably for breakfast. I know I had oatmeal today.
Man, I wish.
Really? You're out of grits?
I'm not out of grits. I had grits earlier this morning.
Okay, well then you had grits. You don't wish that you had grits. You had grits. You want to have them again?
I mean, I wish I had some right now.
Ooh, how are you the same way about grits that I am about oatmeal? It's like I'll eat like I'll eat 2 bowls in a day. I'll eat 3. I don't want to eat a 3rd bowl, really. But 2 I can do. And it's always good. I never seem to get tired of it. I don't know. All right, I'm definitely getting out of here. I think we did our job for the day. I just wanted to get this show back running. We're back. I'm going to start scheduling things up. But the party continues. Everyone, I want to thank you for joining us. Let's get to this outro here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening and tuning in to the Butz Show tonight. It was really great to get back out here. I felt a little rusty, but we're working out the kinks. I'm just really happy that we took our tech and kicked it up a notch. It's going to make everything possible, especially once we get an Ethernet cable over to Young D-Vibes. That's going to work out great. We're going to do it. John has learned how to build Ethernet cables today. So, if you need one of a specific length to get from wherever you need it to get to, just let us know, Vibes. Figure out how much of a cable you need, and we're going to help you find one. Is he still here? I see him on my phone, but he's not there.
You can hear me.
Oh, it's the
You
it's
can
the
hear-
same janky service on your phone, like for a phone call, than it is for your. I've noticed this. This has become a real like thing. This is like now the thing that's the fly in the ointment. This is the one thing that we've got to deal with. We need, and if we have to do it ourselves, we're gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna fix your internet vibes. You know, tonight only, any money donated goes to D-Vibes Cord and shipping it to him. That is, we're putting that to the fans. If you want to donate to D-Vibes, Signal Fund, at Butz Show, Venmo, PayPal.me/BUTZ show. Yeah, fix D-Vibes internet. What is this cursive? It's like a different sort of scratch font every time. We're gonna find a dedicated font. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My favorite thing, by the way, is that new Stern Show donated graphic. They were so kind to design that just for this show. Such a unique design they made for me. So I thank Howard for that. And I thank Howard for the inspiration. I thank Howard for all the hours of radio I listened to that prepared me for the moment in my life when I would turn that knowledge against him. I really don't know where I'm going with what do you do with Howard, but I don't know. I don't need to know. I've just put a $100 bounty on Howard Stern's phone lines. And don't tell me that's nothing, because that's real money right now. That's real. $100 means something to someone out there. And if you can get my show mentioned on the Howard Stern Show, I'm going to give you $100. Wherever I get it from, I'll get it. I'll figure it out. There are ways. You want a tow? I'll get you a tow. Get you a tow by 2 o'clock.
There we go.
Well, yeah. I'm enjoying my coffee. Like, I made some coffee today. I didn't even drink it.
I need coffee.
Yeah.
I probably don't need coffee.
No, I had been up all day. You know, we put there we go. That's kind of fun. I mean, I don't know if this is entertaining, like us, playing with the little features on the show there, but it's really entertaining for me. I mean, I really hope that translates.
Are you not entertained?
Exactly. That's the question, isn't it? And if anyone understands like the whole like negative, are you not entertained? Like, are you entertained? Are you not entertained? I am entertained. Are you not entertained? I am not entertained. Yeah. Are you not entertained? Yes, I am not entertained. Hello, nice to meet you. Yeah, no, I'm very entertained, to be honest. And today's been great. We took a major step forward. Yeah, that is D-Vibes. I had never seen that picture of you before, Vibes, that he's got up there.
Which?
It moved now, but you'll probably see it anyway. We're going to get up and get out of here. Oh, wait, we have videos. I was going to play. Let's play that Fallon one. Just because I want to see his frickin' face. We're going to play that Anderson Paak on the Fallon show with the Free Nationals. And then we're going to play the Lettuce Home Project. What is it? Funkin' from Home. So, yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right, Vibes. Peace out, and I'll see everyone on the other side. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.
Yep.
Performing Come Home from their Grammy-winning album Ventura, here's Anderson .Paak in the Free Nationals.
I'll be on the way, running just as fast as my legs can take me, baby. Don't say, no, no, it's okay. I never listen to a word you say when you're mad. I haven't me in the face. There's no place like home, no place like home. Bring it right back home. Not somewhere over water. Yeah, my love, my love. I'll be on the way, running just as fast as my legs, fast as my legs can take me, baby. No, no, it's okay. I never listen to a word you say when you're mad. I haven't me in the face. Yeah. There's no place like home. Bring it right back home. Stay your ass at home. Stay your ass at. Bring it right back home. Yeah. Thank you. We love you. Stay safe. Stay at home.